Good evening, Black girls in real estate. How is everybody doing? Let's see. Hey, Tina. Hey, Kim. Hey, Ramona. Everybody drop in the chat. I'm super excited to see y'all. Oh, y'all popped. Okay, 71 people. This jumped up real quick. If you can take just a moment, share this link with a friend, family member, let them know what we're out here doing. Tonight's going to be fun. We're going to talk about real estate investing, what the market looks like, niches, money. We'll talk more about our tour that's coming up. But hi, Carla. Welcome in. Hey, Tiffany from Chicago, girl. You in the best market right now for real estate investing. I'm telling you, you are in the best market. Hey, Vanessa, I am doing great. Good evening. Hi, Anita. Hi, Antoinette. Hi, Melanie. Not a realtor, but I do have a girlfriend that is a realtor in the state. Well, lucky you. You do not need to be a realtor or actually have done anything in the market to be on here with us tonight. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Tia. What's going on, girl? Hi, Natalie. Hey, from Cleveland. How you doing, Miss Bogan? Welcome in. Is anybody brand new with Black Girls in Real Estate? Is this one of the first lives you guys have been on? Is anybody brand new? And I'm just in the chat, just reading. Hi, Kendra. Happy holidays, everyone. I should say happy holidays. Hi, Sean. Hey, Sean. Sylvia from Seattle. What's going on? I will be in Seattle the day after Christmas, so I'm excited. Okay, Anitra's brand new. Vanessa is new. Okay, Chaneldra is new. Hey, Levon. What's up, girl? Kelly, this is your first live. Carla, brand new from New Jersey. Sylvia is brand new. Look at this. Yes, we have a whole bunch of new people. Okay, that's super, super excited. Exciting. Hey, Sandra. Okay, this is her first live from Houston. Deandra is brand new. Wow, we got a lot of brand new people on here. Okay, well, welcome into Black Girls in Real Estate. My name is Janine Searcy. I am the founder. I am super excited I said it right? Yes. Listen, I try to get y'all names right. I try my hardest. I'm like, trying to read real quick and make sure I say it right. So welcome in. I'm super excited that you guys have joined us. Like I said, if you could just take 2 seconds, share the link with a friend, tell them to jump on. Anybody that is interested in real estate, whether they're brand new, have been wanting to get in, are doing something already in real estate, I'm ready for it. Anybody that's new, older, experienced. Zadara, you're new. Okay. Hi, Marsha. Kimberly is new. Kathy is new. Wow. This is like a whole new group of women. I am so honored that you guys have decided to join us. Just so you know, let me introduce myself really quick. My name is Janine Searcy. I'm the founder of Black Girls in Real Estate. We have been doing phenomenal work with all of you women for the last 3 years. This is a coaching, teaching, and investing platform. As you guys know, I am not a real estate agent. And yes, I am the owner of the platform. I am an agent out of the DR with Lashana Middleton. We do DR tours too. So if there's anybody in here that may be interested in investing and buying in the DR or becoming an agent in the DR, we have some really cool events and some webinars that are coming up here for that too. So the cool thing is that to be an agent in the DR, you actually don't even have to be licensed in the United States. It's a 30-question test. You can get licensed, you learn the ins and outs, and then you can start selling with us in the DR. So if anybody's interested in that, please feel free, drop it in the chat. We can get you more information. But tonight, I really want to talk about real estate investing, what has been going on. And then my partner for the tour, for the She Owns It tour, India Monet, with Landover Labels, she's going to jump in too, and we're going to take it from there. But just giving you guys a little bit of background. I am located in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a real estate investing coach. I coach students. I also do investing myself. I am developing. I build houses here as well, custom homes. I fix and flip. I teach my students how to fix and flip and how to build. So it has been a phenomenal journey. None of my days ever look alike. None of my days look alike. And let me make this easy. If you're interested in investing in the DR, just send us an email at funding@blackgirlsinrealestate, and I can get you guys more information. We definitely have some more informational meetings that are coming up for that. Yes, the DR tours are amazing. Okay, so let's talk about current market. What have you guys been hearing about real estate and the real estate market in the United States? What have y'all been hearing? What have you been hearing about investing here, interest rates? What has the feedback been? What is swirling? Like, do you feel like this is a good time to get involved? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Like, where is everybody? Drop it in the chat. Give me some details. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Here's India jumping in right now.
Hey.
So India, I'm just asking them right now, like, what are they hearing about the real estate market in the United States? We talked a little bit about DR2. Like, what are they hearing? What are they thinking? Are they ready to get involved? Are they nervous to get involved in real estate? So I told them to drop in the chat. So Michelle said low inventory. Vernika said the interest rates are dropping. Okay, a couple interest rates are dropping. Interest rates are high. It's a slow market. Rates may drop. Prices are high. Interest rates are high. Not enough inventory. Seller's market. Girl, I wish it was a seller's market. Baby, if it was a seller's market, me and India, y'all see India's face? Y'all see how her face, she just looked down to the ground like, we wish it was a seller. It's definitely a buyer's market, you guys. It is a buyer's market. It's always a good time to get involved. A slow market here in Houston. No better time than the present. Still very much a seller's market in New York. Let's go to New York. It's not a good time for buyers and sellers interested in funding, and it is by us. Okay, Ramona. Well, listen. We must need to come out there to New York, because let me tell you, it is a whole buyer's market here in Atlanta. We all feel it, and that is very real. And yes, supply is low, right? I don't know if you guys have been reading. I read it's called The Real Real, and it's a publication that talks a lot about real estate across the country. I love The Real Real. CNN, unfortunately, Fox, like everyone's talking about it, right? Our inventory is at an all-time national low. Inventory is super low. Rates are actually now starting to drop. I had a friend who just refinanced her home at 4%. So that's exciting, right? Because our interest rates have been crazy high. Interest rates shot up to, 9, 10, 11% in some instances. And for hard money, which are the loans that we use for real estate investing, especially in some markets like Chicago, which has been, one of my top markets for 2023. A lot of brand new investors are getting rates anywhere from 11 to 12% for investing. So fix and flip loans, 11 to 12%. It's they're brand new to the market. It is a hot market, and they want to make sure that people are prepared and ready to go into that. Let's see. Not an ideal market, but how do we get around it? Okay, so let's really talk about this. So supply is low, which can be a good and a bad thing, right? If you have a phenomenal product that goes to the market that is priced correctly, what does priced correctly means? Not priced like an investor, where we want to tack on an extra 30 to 40K like we were able to do during COVID and get that justified, right, by even the appraisers, where, inventory was tight. But because it was so tight and interest rates were at an all-time low between 2 and 3%, what were you guys seeing? People were lining up at houses. There were extreme bidding wars on any type of project, whether it was a brand new home, new construction went crazy. Fix and flip projects went absolutely crazy. So now what we're seeing is a correction of market, right? So the correction of the market is that homes have to be accurately priced for the area. People are not paying the 20, 30, 40K overpricing, that they were once paying, because there's no demand for it. And right now it's a buyer's market. So the houses that are listed, buyers can come in, they can make negotiations, they can ask for more. We can, they can make people or sellers bend a little bit more because sellers are anxious just to get an offer on the home. So it's very important that when, 2.25% on our new build during COVID. Girl, don't remind me of those good days, okay?
Michelle.
2.25%. Don't remind me of the good days. I'm ready to get back to that. I promise you. I don't even know. They're saying between 3 and 4%.
We probably won't go back ever.
They're saying what everything I'm reading is showing 3 and 4. And a few people are saying 5%, but I'm not going to lie. 3 and 4 is way better than the 9 and 10 that we had hit during this time period. But one of the things that I think people didn't take into consideration is that the prices dropped. And that price drop, that price correction, it may not stay the same as the market starts to recorrect and turn around. Yes, interest rates are going to come down. They're going to, do the correction, but I truly believe housing prices are most likely going to go back up. Yeah. So people are really missing that prime time window where even if you can afford to purchase a home, pay a little bit more, ride it out, and then do a refinance on it, people are going to miss that window. I'm not going to lie, even myself, even with my home, I purchased my home 9 months ago. My interest rate is higher than, of course, what I would like to pay. But I got into a very expensive neighborhood at 25% discount because the area dropped. They were like, oh my God, I want to sell these homes. And every single house that came on the market at the same time as mine, they went under contract within 7 days. Everybody bought. It closed on those homes. And sometimes it's just about understanding and riding that market. But one of the things that India and I believe in is the power of ownership and the power of equity. And when you own and when you buy correctly and it's priced correctly, you can ride any type of wave in the market and you can still be profitable. You can still have cash flow. You can still create good opportunities for earned income off of projects. And I think it's really about understanding the markets that are still performing and not being afraid to invest in those markets. There's a lot of people that cooled off to the sides, right? Are there any agents in here that had a really robust pipeline? The interest rates shot up and everybody cooled to the side. Did anybody experience that? Did anyone experience that? I'm gonna wait. Y'all put it in the chat. My chat is slow now. Let me know.
Yeah, drop a yeah in the chat. Yes, in the chat, if that's you.
Hey, Carmen. Yep, here we go. All right, people are responding now. Yes, definitely, right? It was rough. Absolutely. Well, a lot of those people are going to start coming back into the market. And as they flood back in, it's going to start stirring up business again for all of us. So what do I believe in? What does India believe in? We believe in the power of ownership. Our goal is to help 1,000 women or 1,000 families be able to purchase investment properties or a home by the end of 2025. We believe in the work that we do. We know that through the power of ownership, we have been able to control our families' futures, our income, how we can make money, the money that we've been able to sit on during difficult times and be able to ride those fluctuations because we own the building. So whether it is equity, whether it is cash flow, whether it is a project in an area like a Chicago, or like Ramona said, hey, we're still in the seller's market in New York. If you can afford to get into certain pockets of New York, places like that, that will allow for you to be able to come in and still perform and still make money in any real estate market. So our goal is to go on tour to teach women how to do this, how to buy. You don't have to already own your own home to do this. I honestly kind of wish I had done it the reverse. I wish I had bought an investment property before I bought my own home. That's hindsight, right? Like you're so anxious. Like I gotta own a home, and you don't always understand or realize, what that looks like. And it would have been really nice to own an investment property and then take that investment property and leverage that cash flow to pay for my actual home. But these are things that you just don't know and understand. So our goal is to teach women how to do this. How do you get the money? How do you get the credit? Where are we finding these properties? So India and I are jumping on here tonight. We want to start sharing some of this information with you guys, giving you some details, getting you excited about the new year. 2024 is literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else had the same 2023 that I had. It was a good year, but it was a lot, right? We learned a lot. My God, it was a roller coaster. With it, I saw a post that was like, Lord, if I'm still on the strong and sanctified list, take me off, put me.
I don't need no more tests.
I don't want any more tests. Okay. Take me off the strong and sanctified list. I want to be on the blessings only list. But so listen, and that's in real life. Yeah. So tonight I'm gonna let India start off talking about some niches that you guys can get involved in. Listen, she said, I don't want to say 2023 was foul, but I'm stronger. We're all stronger from 2023. Because I know, like, if we had to be honest with ourselves, when we came out of COVID, we were like, oh, woo, I survived. I'm about to kill it next year. And then the economy and everything else, my God, it went crazy. So we had another trials and tribulations year right after COVID, right after coming up out of that. So I'm just believing we being set up by God for the blessings of 2024. I'm ready to receive it. So I will let India start off, and then I'm going to jump in. I'm going to talk a little bit about funding, money, what this is looking like. And then we're going to check in and tell y'all all about the tour. We have Atlanta and DC coming up as well. So y'all got to come out and meet us, but let's get to the nitty gritty, and we're going to go from there. All right, India.
Hello. Thank y'all for being on here tonight. So we're going to talk about some of the things that, listen, like she said, this was a year. It was a crazy year. The good thing about being knowledgeable in real estate investing is having options. And we had options because we know our options. How do I get back to my chat? So drop options in the chat. And I think that one thing that we all learned from 2023 is that it is very important to have options. And we had these plans, we had these big plans coming out of 21 and the low interest rates and the good projects that we were working on, moving into 22. And now in 2023, a lot of times some of those plans just kind of got derailed, delayed, not denied, but slowed down a little bit. And so having those options, having the knowledge to be able to invest in different ways, to be able to pivot when things get a little weird and a little rough, is super important for us to always teach and share with you guys. So yes, ownership is key, regardless of the fact that houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer. Interest rates are a little bit higher. At the end of the day, if everybody in here does this quick exercise, I want at least 5 of you guys to take, if you are renting still, and I hope there's a lot of people on here that own, and we're not judging you if you don't. We're here to teach you and put you in a position of ownership. But if you are still renting, what I want, if you want to share, I want somebody to add up a year worth of rent How much did you spend on rent? Please be transparent. Transparency is super important for us. This is how we learn and we gain from each other. How much money did you spend on rent in the last 12 months if you are still renting? Somebody, if you're feeling froggy, drop that in the chat and let us know. What did you spend in 1 year on rent? Wow, Jessica, $38,400, $14,000. Thank you guys for being open. $14,000, $23,000, Sylvia said. It's been all of us. It's been all of us. For me, ownership is not a theme in my family, right? And so if I went back and counted up how much I spent on rent, you guys, $28,000, $21,000. So when you take into account interest rates being 1 or 2% higher, 3 or 4% sometimes higher, it still does not save you, Antron, the $30,000 that you put into somebody else's real estate portfolio, right? So, Vernica, the $14,000 that you spent in the last year went into somebody else's portfolio so that somebody else could pass that asset down to their kids, and so that somebody else could have access to that equity that you put into their portfolio, right? And so when we think about it from that perspective, it almost makes you sick sometimes, right? Because Sylvia, with the $23,000 that you spent in 1 year, in 4 years, as fast as 4 years go, that was $100,000 that you could have put into your own portfolio, right? Zadara said, I was on a 2-year COVID relief program. Wow, look, I wish I knew about that. I just purchased my home, but I relocated here from Maryland 14 months ago. Chanel's, where's here? Decided to rent until I got acclimated. Now, those times it makes sense. And I tell clients that, hey, if you're moving to a new area, you want to rent because you want to find out what's the best area. And I always say that we don't buy just to buy. We don't buy just to say we own. We buy for equity, and we buy so that we have appreciation in our properties. And we teach this all on the tour. But my thing is, even with those interest rates being crazy, and like Janine said, we're going to get back to the point where now the bidding wars is going to cause the price of the property to increase, right? And once that property increases and you buy it at that high price point, that can't be changed. Interest rates can be refinanced. It's very important for us to have bulletproof credit. And that's another thing that we stand on, is having amazing credit, so that when you want to refinance and when you get to the point where you can take advantage of those lower interest rates, you do it. And if you have to do it again in another 4 years, you do it. But once you buy and you overspend on that property, the price is the price, right? So it's super important for us to know our options. Going back to that, I just wanted to do that little exercise, because a lot of times fear and, the interest rates are so high and the market is going crazy, it stops us from ownership. But at the end of the day, ownership is the goal, and ownership is more important than renting, because that money is going into your portfolio, which is going into your legacy, right? So options. Let's talk about options. And the thing that I said earlier, like Janine and I have done a couple different strategies in real estate investing, but knowing those options and having them available to us is super, super important, right? So let's talk about niches. 1 second to pull it up. Let me see if I can screen share so we can go through. Thank you guys for sharing how much you're spending on rent.
You could add it to the slides. You see it on the right-hand side.
Yep, but I just lost us. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yep, I see it. Oh, there it is. Thanks. So, reintroduction. I don't even know if I introduced myself. My name is India Monet. I am the founder of Land Over Labels. I am your buy and hold coach. Currently, I'm holding 17 doors. I was just joking last week about selling them all because I'm tired of being a landlord. But options, having those options, being able to collect that rental income every month is super, super important. And right when I thought, you know what, I'm tired of being a landlord, I'm selling everything, which is usually a joke. 2023 hit. It threw some curveballs in, and I can appreciate even more having monthly recurring income from my tenants, right? And so I own 17 doors, a mixture of multifamily apartments, single family, and I'm also the owner of Swim Suites, Salon Suites, and having that weekly income has been a savior. So again, when we come down to options, the thing about investing in real estate versus investing in stocks versus investing in index funds versus so many different investment strategies, is the thing that I love the most about real estate is everybody needs somewhere to live. Everybody. I don't care race, religion, creed, age, everybody needs somewhere to live. And for us, the investors, the owners, we're the suppliers, and there's always a demand. So imagine putting yourself in a position to always be able to supply to a never-ending demand, right? I don't know how many people are born every day. Somebody could Google it for me and drop it in the chat, but we know that every day more people are in demand of what we have as owners. And the best part of that, when it comes down to basic economics, they ain't making more land. So that supply, as long as you're a part of the supply and you're able to supply it, then you always in the market to make some money, right? So talking about niches, again, having those options, single family, what I do, single family, multifamily, short term with Airbnb and Peerspace, which we dive deep into on the tour, short-term rentals. Who keeps, I'm not touching anything. Janine, is that you flipping through our slides? But let's talk about the niches. So wholesaling. I started teaching wholesaling with Landover Labels in 2018. And the reason why was because when I started, some of you guys may not feel like you have enough to get started in real estate investing. I'm here, and Janine is here to tell you that that's probably not true. A lot of times you think you need top tier perfect credit, lie. A lot of times you think you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, myth, right? But because a lot of people think that way, we started teaching wholesaling years ago as a strategy to increase your cash and credit. This is one of the niches that we love to teach because we love to have options, right? And with wholesaling, you don't have to use your credit, you don't have to use your cash, and you're able to still make money in real estate, right? Then fix and flip. Fix and flip is a strategy that we love to help increase our liquid, right? With fix and flip, you buy a property, you renovate it, you put it on the market, you take that profit. And for us, we always reinvest that profit, right? Because we stand on ownership, right? And so we always want to reinvest that profit to be able to keep creating more liquid. And ultimately, we move into our buy and holds, right? And so our niches with the buy and holds, long-term rentals. What does that mean? Your regular long-term tenants, 12-month leases. They go a little bit further than that, which we'll talk about in a second. And also our short-term rentals, right? So our Airbnb units, our Peerspace units. I think we have a couple of different options on the next few slides. And then commercial real estate, right? Which for me, I got into commercial real estate with my suites. Somebody has to pay for somewhere to do, hair, to do nails, to do lashes. Why am I not the person providing that space, right? And so, you back on here? Okay.
Then it means
commercial, another niche, right? And so when we talk about buying and holding, we move into different strategies. Again, options. The best thing for me about ownership, because I'm a very sporadic person, I don't like, I love change. I don't like normal 9 to 5, same job every day. Like I need change. And so having the flexibility with ownership to be able to figure out your cash flow strategy for this year or next year or next month, depending on what's going on, is super important for me. And this is why I call myself a real estate investment strategist, because I love being able to strategize, right? So some of the long-term strategies, if you guys are thinking about getting into buy and holds, Section 8 housing. I just told somebody this the other day. I've never done Section 8, but I have clients who have Section 8 houses. I have a best friend who has Section 8 houses. I have my mentor who does Section 8 housing. And the good thing about them, and it was funny because I had made a joke yesterday about, damn, I should have put my house on Section 8 this year when a tenant didn't pay for the last 4 months. Yes, that happens. Again, transparency is the name of the game. So we want you to win, but we also want you to see that it ain't always sweet in real estate, right? But the good thing about it is there's always a demand for it, right? And so I have a tenant who hasn't paid in months. And I was joking. I was like, I knew I should have went and put that house on Section 8, because with Section 8, it's government money. You know, you're going to get that money every month. Every month, you're going to get that money, right? Group homes is another strategy. The longer term strategy, not as short as Airbnb. You're going to have, group homes, transitional homes, student housing, all of those types of long term is longer term than Airbnb, which is your nightly, longer term than Pure Space, which is like events and creative content, bookings. But at the end of the day, it's not just one tenant locked into 12 months. So you're able to break that property down into, with group homes, multiple cash flows, right? If you have 2 or 3, tenants in that house, then you got 2 or 3 incomes on one property, right? For transitional housing, people are moving out and in a little bit faster, but you're able to make more money because you're not locked into a 12-month traditional long-term tenant, right? And so just having those options, that's the name of the game tonight, is like super important. And I found out how important it was this year when I had to pivot in a couple of different ways, right? Short-term strategies, such as Airbnb. So when people think about short-term, most people think about Airbnb, right? Airbnb is great. It's great cash flow. I had a property on Airbnb for 5 years. And I always tell clients the same thing. Airbnb income is 3 times the cash flow and 10 times the headache, right? And so, but being a landlord, you put yourself in a position to have options, right? Do I want to rent it on Airbnb? Do I want to put it on Furnish Finders? Furnish Finders is one of the platforms that we use to find travel nurses, right? You know that the hospital is always a demand for that, right? So it's always a demand if you're in an area where you have hospitals that you can make money off of travel nurses, right? So it's other short-term rental strategies, several of them, more than the 4 that you guys see here, that you can always take into account if you feel like you're stagnant, if you feel like your long-term tenant is not paying or not being reliable, or if you just want to change up the strategy to increase your cash flow. If you want to change up the strategy to increase your cash flow to pay down the debt on the property, that's also an option, right? You're like, hey, you know what? I'm tired of this mortgage. I want to pay it off faster. What can I do? How can I be strategic about putting people into this property to make more money faster and pay down that debt faster? And the faster you pay down debt, the more equity you get, right? So let me know if you guys want to talk about equity tonight, because that's my favorite word. Me and Janine always talk about it. And it's super important as it relates to ownership. I don't have no slides on equity, but I'll just give you guys a couple of ARTs, a couple of facts as it relates to equity. So yes, Antoine said yes. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Hadia. Hey, Tiffany. I also want you guys, while you're here, to drop where you're from in this chat, because we are on tour, and I want to know who is in here in Atlanta, which is our next stop. Who is in here from Texas, which is our stop after that? Where are y'all from? Let me know where you're from before we go into some facts about equity. What's up, Texas? What's up, New Jersey? Hey, LaToya in Atlanta. I hope to see you on January the 26th. I see a lot of Dallas, Chicago, a lot of Texas in here. A lot of Texas. What's up, Philly? What's up, New York? North Carolina, you just missed us. We were in Charlotte. Oh, Antron, you were there. Thank you. Antron came to the She Owns It tour. Las Vegas, Brooklyn. Janine just dropped the link, you guys. Grab your tickets. Let me tell you a little bit about She Owns It real quick. So She Owns It is a 3-day tour. On Friday, we network because our network is our net worth. And that's truly such a cliche and overdone statement, but it's so true. It is so true. And collaboration is everything. And that's why for us, it's super important when we come to a city to get together, have everybody come together, meet. A lot of times your mindset is not the same as your immediate circle, right? We talk about mindset on the tour. We talk about becoming a producer. And sometimes you don't have producers surrounding you, right? So it's important to find those people that have like mindsets. And on this tour, you're going to find that. So on Friday night, we network. On Saturday, not night, I was saying on Saturday night. On Saturday, we teach, right? We're teaching all day from 10 to 4. We have amazing guests that are in real estate. We talk about all of these different strategies. You learn everything that you need to apply to these actual properties. And on Sunday, we jump on the van, the bus, the shuttle, the Benz Sprinter, and we go into the field and we go look at real properties. So you're able to analyze properties. You learn that on Saturday, and you're able to take that information you learned and apply it to the field on Sunday. So She Owns It tour is bomb. It's bomb. You get the networking, you get the knowledge, and you get real field trips. Like real in person, get your feet dirty. Don't wear no cute shoes. Pink hard hats. I'm going to go over there and grab my pink hard hat. Real construction tours, new development tours, fix and flip tours. And yeah, so it's a vibe. Somebody drop it in the chat one more time. Carmen, what's up, Ohio? OH. I see a lot of you guys are in Texas. So a few things about equity. Equity is what you get after you pay down the debt on your property, right? So if the value of your home is $300,000 and you have $100,000 in debt, then that means you have $200,000 in equity. Here's what I love about having that $200,000. Chicago, Jersey. I'm ready to get out of this house and neighborhood. Oh, so y'all already networking in the chat. Let me mind my business. The $200,000 in equity is available to you as an owner, right? What can you do with that equity? Well, you can renovate your property, which will increase the value of your home. You can send your kids to college, which a lot of people do. They pull out equity to send their kids to college, right? You can pull out equity and you can invest it in your business. I always say to my clients, do not touch your equity if you don't have a solid, bulletproof plan for it, because you don't want to just be pulling cash out of your house, right? Because it puts more debt on your property, right? But pulling out that equity and having it at your disposal, not to dispose of, but to reinvest, right? You're able to take it and buy more properties, right? Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. That's what I was getting to. All those other things are great. Yeah, you can send your kids to school, you can start your business. But for us, with ownership being the goal and the ultimate goal, and having 7-figure portfolios being the goal, then yes, you want to pull out that equity and you want to reinvest it into another property. You guys got to keep in mind, your net worth is not how much money you got in the bank. Your net worth is how much you got in your savings. Your net worth is mostly determined by your assets, right? And we love equity because equity is the value of your property. We're not buying for stability. We're buying for equity so that we can continue to build and scale. And so we teach this on the She Owns It tour on Saturday. We talk about using that equity and how you can build it, how you can use it to build your portfolio even faster. Real estate is what you make it. Thank you, Carla. There are challenges, but nothing is impossible. There's challenges with everything. There really is challenges with being an entrepreneur. There are so many different challenges in everything, but with real estate, the thing that I love about it is that as long as I'm an owner, there's a demand for what I got, right? There's a demand for what I have. And there's so many different ways to skin a cat. There's so many different options. That's what I love about real estate investing. And the number one thing, aside from equity, is legacy. These assets we pass down, right? And when you know that you're passing down something that everybody, all of your children and your children's children are going to be able to make money off of, right? Because we're also passing down the knowledge. So yes, equity. What else can we do with it? Well, home equity line of credit. We can pull out a line of credit on the equity that we have in our property simply for emergencies, for years like this year, right? Thanks, Carla. Pick the best. Somebody said I'm looking like Venus and Serena. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I used to hear Serena all the time. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Tia. So we went over some of the niches. We went over some of the long-term strategies. We went over some of the short-term strategies. Do you know, Audrey, so sorry, no Dallas. We're doing Houston, February 2nd through 4th. Janine, if I'm wrong, correct me in the chat. But I think February 2nd through 4th, we'll be in Houston. So please take that.
Correct.
Pull up on us. Pull up on me in Houston. Pull up on me in Houston. Now, the last time we did Houston was July of 2021, I believe. Yes, it was July of 2021. Houston was a bomb market, and we had a bomb tour in Houston. And we talked about this in Charlotte the other day. So just talking about equity, I just want to give you guys an example of some of the properties that we go visit on our tour on Sunday. Thank you, Audrey. I can't wait to meet you. Pull up in Houston. So we did maybe 4 or 5 different stops because, again, we want to show those different options in those cities. And one of the stops we did, we talked about this in Charlotte, it was a property. So we talk about gentrification a lot too. And we talk about, as an investor, as Black investors, how we feel about it and how we try to also take advantage of it, although we don't love it, right? I say this, as a Black money advocate, I have mixed feelings about gentrification, right? Because the others come into our neighborhoods and they push us out because we don't have the knowledge to stay and to take advantage of the equity that they bring into the neighborhoods. But as an investor, you say, hey, I see an opportunity to go into that neighborhood and to buy, to invest, because you know that the value is going to go up, right? So we talk about gentrification. So the tour in Houston was very interesting because one of our resources, his name is Ken, he's actually a lender. He let us tour one of his properties. He's a lender, but he also does fix and flip. Again, y'all, options. And so he took us to one of his fix and flip that went under contract the morning that we were going there, which was God, right? It went under contract for $875,000. Y'all, I hope y'all are listening. $875,000 is what it went under contract for. He bought that property at 300 and something. I can't remember the exact number. At 300 and something thousand dollars. He put 100 and something thousand. Let's just say 200. Yeah, and I know it was less than 200. I can't remember the exact numbers, but 200,000. So if he bought the property for 300 and he put 200 in it, that's 500,000. It going under contract at $875,000. Somebody tell me, what was the profit on that one house in Houston, Texas that Ken made? We should have invited Ken. Next week we'll invite Ken. So you guys come back next Wednesday. I'll see if Ken will jump on here and talk about that one deal. Somebody do the math. If he invested $500,000 and he sold for $875,000, somebody tell me what his profit was in Houston, Texas. Y'all, over $300,000. Over $300,000. And so y'all know I'm not lying. Meet us back here next Wednesday at 7 o'clock because I'm going to ask Ken Janine, remind me, I'm going to ask Ken to jump on as a special guest next week so he can talk about that project. And I'm sure he has done more properties since, so I would love to get caught up with him anyway. Thank you, guys. Over $300,000 on one fix and flip. Do y'all see the power of options? Y'all see the power of knowing these strategies, knowing how to employ it? You might say, hey, I want to do fix and flip, but do you know? Do you understand? Because when you come on a She Owns It tour, we're teaching you how to do a fix and flip, right? Then we're taking you into the market on Sunday. So you can say, okay, I learned it. It's just like college. I learned it. I heard them. I took my notes. But it's different when you get into the field. Okay, we'll take you on the field on Sunday, right? So yes, over 300,000. Chanel, I'm about to you talking to the, see y'all in there networking. Make sure y'all get each other's contacts and social contacts, right? Because you can see that you've made a like-minded friend if you're not already friends. That's the power of these tours too. It's like just being in in a space where you're able to commune, right? Converse with people that understand what you're saying or have some interest in what you're saying. It's the worst when you try to talk to friends and family and they're like, girl, you can't do that. You ain't going to do that, right? Sometimes they project their fears and their own self-doubt on you. So it's super important for us to create these rooms and these spaces so that we can have community and we can have a tribe. Is it possible to start low with the fix and flip, like find a property for like 20 to 50K? Absolutely, Jessica. Absolutely. And I love that you said that because it reminds me of my point. So Ken did what you call regentrification, right? So reverse. So regentrification is short. Reverse gentrification. So that means that he went into an area that he knew was affluent and there were more white people there, right? So the values were just higher. It is what it is. Y'all got to be transparent, right? The values were just higher. He knew that if he came into that area and he spent a little more on the front end, that he would make more on the back end. And also, fun fact, he also knew that Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's daddy, had purchased in that area and had paid $1 million in cash, right? But just having that knowledge is so important because Ken borrowed the money, and Janine will talk about financing and funding in so many different ways to finance these deals. Jessica, you can start with 20 to 50K. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And we even talk about markets on the tour. We even talk about specific markets where the profit margins are really high, where you can buy really low, where you can buy in areas where the cash flow is very steady and constant. We talk about all of that in the tour too. But Janine's going to talk to you about funding and financing, because don't feel like just because Ken spent $375K on that house that you can't, because hard money is probably an option for you. So remember when I started and I said, you guys may not know that you are qualified? That's the most exciting thing for me when we share this information and this knowledge with our students, and they don't even think that it's for them. You just automatically think it's over your head. Then you're like, hey, you only need a 680. And you're like, hey, I got a 750. I didn't think I was qualified. Hey, I have a 710. Hey, I have a 690, but I thought you needed a 700. And for some of this financing, you need as low as a 585. If you're ready to go into a buy and hold property, I have lenders that will get you approved at 585. So stop thinking that it's not for you and that you're not in the right rooms, because you are, especially with us. So grab your ticket, y'all. The She Owns It tour information is at getpaidperiod.com. Get paid, period. You know why? Because I don't care if it's wholesaling, Airbnb, fix and flip, we getting paid. And we're going to teach you how to get paid because we're super passionate about ownership. Kendra said, if you need funding, you guys can come to any tour stop. That's why I joined tonight, to learn what you already know and experience. Oh, thank you for jumping on. You know what? We had to jump into it to know what we don't know, and we learned as we went. And we're still
that is the truth.
We're still learning, but what we do know is it's not as hard as we thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as we thought it would. So Janine, come in here and give us some. Do we have, let me see. Do we have any? Okay, so getting started, you may need to change up some of this, but like if we wanted a hard money loan, what would it look like?
Right. So you guys know I have been pumping this and talking about this on the platform as much as I possibly can, because my goal is to start trying to educate more of us on the items that we need in order to be able to qualify for these loans and to be able to purchase these properties. So if you are interested in doing fix and flip or a buy and hold, real quick, just two recommendations. You want to, of course, separate your LLC. So if you already have an LLC that is functioning for another business, my main advice is to get a separate LLC for real estate fix and flip investing, and then one that may be a buy and hold or buying into a trust or something along those lines. When you are doing fix and flip, they only lend to entities. So you cannot, again, you cannot purchase this property using a fix and flip or DSCR loan in your name. So you need an LLC. We need an EIN, which you guys know is free off of irs.gov. You will need an operating agreement. If you are, Antoine said, just created an LLC and she's not doing anything with it. Well, hopefully, sis, she'll come to the tour so you can learn how to buy a property and put a property on that LLC. So an operating agreement, if it's just you that is in the LLC, it's going to be a single member operating agreement. You need a 640 credit score, your driver's license, a certificate of good standing, and then your down payment amount, which is going to be anywhere from 10 to 20% for the property. We also have a couple other documents that we would need. One is called a scope of work, which is the line item. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and it's basically outlining the work that is going to be included to get your project from the current value that it is up to the new one, right? Your ARV, your after repair value. So the scope of work is going to include your materials, and it's also going to include your labor costs to get it there. Michelle said, do you do a different LLC for each project or in general? I do not at this time. I have one LLC that I invest with. And then the rest of them I use for the different arms of my business. I kind of talked about that on another live the other day, where yes, these different arms are different, or I should say different sister companies of Black Girls in Real Estate, but I do not have every single one of my companies under Black Girls in Real Estate. So I carry about, like seven LLCs at one time. For LLC, what do we put? Do we put real estate investing? So for the LLC, I typically use the NACIS code, all activities or other activities related to real estate. And I personally do not put real estate investing because I have found that has been difficult with certain banks. That I do not do. But on my operating agreement, I do put purpose for real estate and real estate investing. That I do. Additionally, you will also want to make sure that you're prepared for your down payment, your 10 to 20%. If you're purchasing a commercial building, which is going to be 6 units or above, you may go up to 25, 30%. It just depends on what your credit score looks like, the purchase price of the property, and what that down payment will basically be generated from that. Hold on, what NACIS code? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find this for you guys. NACIS code, all activities related to real estate. Let me see if I can find it. Other activities. Here you go. Hold on one second. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys. Thank you. There you go. 531390, and here it is. I just dropped it in there for you guys. Thanks, Michelle. So Jessica says, so I'm a notary and a ISA and currently in school for being an agent, and I'm interested in commercial. I want to buy a property ASAP. So let me get another LLC for this particular business, Absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. You definitely want to get a different LLC if you are interested in funding for that commercial building. Y'all, we love doing commercial deals. You can email us at funding at Black Girls in Real Estate, and we can absolutely assist you with the loan for any type of deal, especially commercial. So Tania said, is the single member okay as we are considered a disregarding entity? I heard it was considered a solo prop and needed to be changed. I'm a realtor, so that needs to be a different business for investing. Yes, so you would have one LLC that's geared towards being a real estate agent, and then one LLC that's geared towards real estate investing, and you could still incorporate and be an LLC with that. Yep. Definitely don't put your investing business tied into the realtor business. That is not something you guys want to do. If you have a trucking business, the trucking business should not be tied to your real estate investing business. That's not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Let's see what else we have on here. Okay, so for real estate financing, now this is getting a little bit into not my niche. I'm not an MLO. I more so do hard money brokering, but India's like, I could talk about it. The conventional loans and government backed loans. You want to hit on it?
Yeah, a little bit. So if you guys want to get into buy and hold up to 4 units, you're eligible for FHA. And we love that because the down payment is still only 3.5%. Right? So if you wanted to do, this is owner occupied, keep in mind. So if you wanted to do a $500,000, and that might be high end depending on where you are, or for you guys that are in New York and New Jersey, that might be normal or low end. But let's just say you want to do a $500,000 4-unit property. You lived in one, you have the other 3 units cash flowing. You would only have to put 3.5% down on that, which is only $17,000, right? So that's not that high of a down payment. Keeping in mind that if you are in states like Ohio, some of you guys have Midwest states, Detroit, Chicago, you might be able to find something for between $200,000 and $300,000. In Ohio, you can find a 4-unit for $100,000. And so keeping in mind with that FHA down payment of 3.5%, that's really a great pace to get started. If you want to buy and hold ultimately, which is the goal, right, is legacy and buying as many units as possible. And so that government-backed loan is a great asset for you. And right now, again, 580 is a lending floor. Now, you want to always make sure that you're keeping your credit in good standing, because the higher the credit, the better the interest rate, of course, right? So if you had 680, 700, you're definitely doing a lot better when it comes to overtime payments. And so now also the conventional loans are more for investment properties. You're going to put down 10 to 20%, but you can get a conventional loan on a regular single family home. But also the conventional loans just changed their guidelines to where you can get up to 4 units with a conventional loan, also with just 5% down, right? Which is amazing. So a $200,000 property, you would only have to put down $10,000. And keeping in mind, when you do multifamily, you guys, you could come in with business partners, friends, JV, joint venture, right? And you don't have to bring that whole down payment by yourself. Maybe you and your sister, you and your homegirl, you and your coworker, or somebody that you meet at the She Owns It tour might come together on a joint venture and buy a multifamily, and bring the down payment. You guys both live in there and you cash flow on the other units. So again, so many different options. Just having the knowledge is super important. Here are some of the other loan types. SBA 7A loan. You can buy real estate. Hard money loans is what Janine was just talking about. Private money. Of course, the interest rates are higher, but when you're talking about flipping out of a property and you making, Janine, I know her first ever fix and flip, she made $70K. So imagine making an annual salary 70K is actually higher than the average annual salary, right? Imagine making that on one fix and flip. We have a student that came to a tour a few years ago, and I just got this information from Janine earlier today. She's like, "Oh, you remember this girl? She did 5 flips." And I was like, "What? 5 flips since she came?"
I know. She told me yesterday. I was talking to her and she's like, "Do you know that I've done 5 this year?" And I was like, "5 what?" She's like, "Girl," she's like, "I came to the tour. I came to Mastermind. I followed everything you said, everything you guys taught me." And she was like, "I've done 5 deals." I was like, "What?" So I was so proud of her. Yeah. And she's in New York and she's flowing through her projects. So I think, again, it's about proximity and actually getting in the room and, learning and taking classes and getting good at the information. Because if you just kind of watch and then you never take action on anything, nothing's gonna happen. But she said when she actually tapped in, she said she was hesitant too, because she's like, I didn't know anybody. She's like, I was nervous about coming to the tour because she felt like she didn't know people. And then she said it was like the best thing she ever did to actually not know people, because it forced her to have to talk and network and like communicate. And she's very shy by nature. And so she said it pushed her out of her comfort zone. And then she decided to sign up for Mastermind with me. And then when she took Mastermind plus the info we had taught her, she's been rolling ever since. So she was like, "What do you think about building?" And I was like, if you've done 5 flips, you're ready to start building custom homes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I love that for her.
Yeah. That's dope. So you guys, what we want to do is we want to give you all of the options so that you can build out your own path, your own journey, right? Like also she did 5 flips and she's not even sure yet if she wants to build. And Janina and I are both like, hell yeah, it's time for you to build something. It's time for you to develop, right? And so you're not going to get to that place of comfortability without just starting, right? Even if it's just starting at the tour, learning everything, taking it all in, not being a serial note taker, but taking the action and applying it, taking advantage of the resources that we provide you during the tour and after, right? Coming into our masterminds and moving into the field and getting it done. So I'm super proud of her. I want to talk to her too. And knowing that she's in New York, I know a lot of y'all said y'all were from New York on here, New York and New Jersey area. And a lot of times I get New York clients that are fearful or doubtful because the market can be so expensive. But don't feel like you cannot invest outside of your neighborhood, outside of your area. Yes, we own properties. And so majority of my properties are in Ohio. So I have 4 properties here. The rest of them are in Ohio, aside from the salon suites. So yes, I probably see Ohio 3 times a year. So don't be afraid. And that's another thing we talk about a lot in the tour is not being afraid to invest in other areas. And that's why we do touch so many different cities on this tour.
And also, one of the things that I do want to say that I think a lot of people who don't necessarily have extensive background in investing, it's like, if you've never done this, you don't want to be scared to step outside of your comfort zone. And I know that's like kind of saying 2 backwards things, but a lot of the women that I talk to, and I know India is probably the same, the women that, and gentlemen, I should say, because we have a lot of families that have been signing up for coaching with us as well. When I talk to people, they're like, I live in South Carolina and I know God is going to bless me right in my own backyard. And I'm going to invest right here. It's going to happen here. And we're like, no, it's really not a good market there right now. You may want to tap into other markets, but sometimes people can become so fixated on investing in their own backyard that it almost puts you in this like this little cocoon, and you miss out on opportunities that are going on in other markets that we know about.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for coming to tours and coming to coaching and coming to masterminds and things like that is to get the information that you're not privy to, because this is not what you do full time.
Yeah.
So the same way that a lot of you guys go to work, who on here has a 9 to 5 and who on here is full time in real estate? I just want to know who here has a full time 9 to 5 and who on here is a full-time real estate professional. Drop it in the chat real quick. Drop it in the chat for me.
9 to 5 if you're a 9 to 5. RE if you're a full-time real estate.
So our first one, 9 to 5, 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 9 to 5. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got our first full-time. Okay, so we got work from home and do real estate. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got us a couple full-time real estate people. A lot of 9 to 5s.
Got a good mix.
A good mix. A lot of 9 to 5s and realtors too. Yeah. So my point is that the same way you guys go to your 9 to 5s and you're excellent on your job. I know a lot of y'all are probably amazing at what you do at your jobs. You're probably running the show, or you're working hard. You've gotten your degree. You spend a lot of time getting good at what you do. You're probably close to being an expert at your job. That is what we do with real estate investing. So the same way you work at your job, we do that in the real estate field, right? From investing to building to buying holds to working with our clients to touring. This is our full-time job. So the same way that you're great, we are great too. And the purpose of the tour is to help you guys to be able to get this information that we have dedicated the last, between both of us, almost what? We're almost 20 years together, almost 20 years in the industry, learning and, taking some of those hard hits for you guys so that you can come get this information and you don't have to experience those things. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of education. You don't want to just show up for the free stuff and the YouTubes and the things like that. Like, you want to be able to come in, meet us, commune with us, grow with us, have an opportunity for all of us to get to know each other, meet other women and other people that are interested in doing the same things that you guys want to do. You cannot be afraid to grow. It's very, very beneficial to get information first, then take that information and go out and act on it once you know that you've got something that can work for you. And so what India and I are providing is a blueprint, right? We're providing a blueprint that you guys can follow. You can literally follow into our steps, follow into our masterminds, into our tours, go out and execute these things and start repositioning your wealth, repositioning for you and your family. The goal is truly not to be, even self-employed, right? Some people have they're an employee and then they're self-employed and then you become this business owner, right? But the real goal is really truly to become an investor and to make your money work for you, where eventually none of us have to keep working, right? The job should eventually become an option. So there's many different steps that it takes. If you are currently an employee, you have to get to the self-employed, then you have to get to the small business, then you have to get to the investor. And that goal and how you get there, there's steps to take to get to that position. And Indy and I are providing a blueprint to do that. So we're super excited about this tour. We want more people to understand the work that we're doing, and bring your families, bring your friends, be that curse breaker in your family that says, no more. I'm going to show people how to purchase properties, how to start building wealth through cash flow. What is my niche? Just like India was talking about, am I doing college campuses? Am I doing nurse rentals? Am I focusing on fix and flips? If I do a fix and flip, am I buying $50,000 houses, $200,000 houses, or can I really afford a $500,000 houses? All this information you can put together so you have a streamlined plan on how you're going to go from point A all the way down to Z. And that is what we are doing. That is our passion. That's a long-winded response and answer to say, get up in here and come get to tour and come get paid, period. Because we're excited to meet you guys and to work with you.
Yeah. Get paid, period. Getpaidperiod.com. It's real. Lavana's a nurse. Congrats. I think I want to do nurse rentals. Love that.
Click.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Are y'all here?
Yeah.
Are y'all here? Did I lose you? Sorry. If you guys are interested in coming out and learning more, please click on the link. We are dropping it in the chat. It is getpaidperiod.com. It was so perfect. I don't know how somebody didn't have that.
Right. Get paid, period.
You can come to, you could come to any tour stop that you would like. Hold on. That's my fault. I put the wrong one.
So Lena, general admission is, Jean, you got to answer this. Is lunch included in the general? So the general admission ticket is only on Saturday. It's not for the tour and it's not for the Friday networking event. If you come on Saturday, is lunch included?
I believe it is. Hold on.
Yeah. I think
lunch. Let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. I believe I can share screen.
Lena, I'm pretty sure lunch is included on lunch not included. It says on I see what you're saying.
So you guys can see, and you can spend some time kind of scrolling through, but at the top of this is me and India for real. These are our students. This is the work that we've done. This is the last tours that we went on. As you guys see, Atlanta, we had 230 girls out to Atlanta. Atlanta was a huge vibe. It was a ball. So just more videos of us having fun. As you can see, the guys are coming out. Yeah. This is us on the bus. This was a house that I did. I finished. Thank God I finished that. That house has been done and sold.
She says it like, oh, I was so tired of that. And then she went and bought another one.
That's I did. I went and bought 3 more.
Oh, I'm quitting. I'm selling everything. And then you like, oh, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Yeah, that's real estate. Like,
I'll buy a few more. So you guys can go through and you can actually see the body of work that we're doing. Y'all, it speaks for itself. We have some testimonials on here. Some of our students that came to our last one.
No, let's talk about Tanya. Scroll back up to Tanya.
Tanya's doing so good.
They gave us this testimonial before she went crazy, right? So this was her at the tour. She was super fired up, but she's not just a serial note taker. She took the notes. She followed up with us. She used some of our resources and she took action. She ended up buying, I think, a commercial space and opening up a child care center. Then she recently closed on a residential property and a commercial property in the same day. We're going to get an updated testimonial from Tanya so you guys can see. But it's such a wealth of knowledge, y'all. It really is. Let me give some answers. The DC tour is the same tour. The deadline to purchase tickets, right now we don't have a deadline, Ramona, but you just reminded us we probably should put one up.
And these are the dates right here. I know somebody said they couldn't see them, but I'm kind of highlighting them on the screen so you guys can see the dates that we have. So January is Atlanta, and that is January 26th through the 28th. DC is February 2nd through the 4th. February, we also have Houston, Texas, the 23rd to the 25th. New York is in March 22nd to the 24th. We go to Chicago, y'all. This one's going to be lit because we're going to tour all of my students' projects in Chicago, and I have 6 of them there right now. Ooh. And when I'm trying to tell y'all, these projects are $200,000 purchases, ARVs $700,000 to $600,000. Y'all do not want to. Chicago is going to be really dope.
Wait, because I need you to find me one.
Girl, I got you. April 12th through the 14th.
Wait, if y'all didn't understand what an ARV is, you'll learn it at the tour. Because
after repair value, that's what we're selling it for. So some of these girls are looking at profits in excess of 140 to 230,000 on their first flips.
Crazy.
And I also am starting to work on some development projects in Chicago as well, with another group of developers. So we're going to show you, I'll show you two of the lots that we're about to start working on. Actually, I should see if I could probably find one of those just to show y'all like one of the houses. It's dope. It's dope, dope. We got some cool stuff. So Chicago's gonna be a vibe. And then Los Angeles, June 1st to the 3rd. And Philly is gonna be August 23rd through the 24th. And then we'll be in Cancun in July. So, you know, this is gonna be really cool. We have empowerment, education, networking, insights, inspiration. So on Saturday, on the 297 ticket, lunch is included. That is Saturday only. Of course, we're going to feed you because India and I will wear you out in class. We are going to teach you as much as we possibly can. Yeah. We go from 10 to 5 o'clock. 10 to 5, we teach all day, but we're going to feed you really good and you're going to leave like knowing what you need to know. The full weekend ticket, which is Friday and Saturday and Sunday. This should say Sunday, excuse us. It's going to have the networking event on Friday, the full class tour on Saturday. Lunch is included. And then on Sunday, we're going to take you guys out on the bus. If you don't buy the full package, this $4.99 one, you won't be able to get on the bus. So the $297 ticket is just for Saturday only. And then if you want to do VIP, you get the networking event, VIP drinks, open bar. We're going to comp your drinks. We'll cover all your drinks. You come to Saturday class, you get VIP seating, you get lunch, swag bags. We're actually going to do a private dinner with you ladies, with me, India, and then some of the other, if we have, you know, a guest speaker, which we always do in every single town. And then on Sunday, you'll do private transport with India and I. So we're actually you'll ride with us and we'll share more information and just get to know you, be able to learn more, provide more counsel while you're actually, you know, communing with us. We do the pink hard hat that you guys have been seeing on our social media. And then we're going to give you 10 of our replays as well. So we're like, when I say we're super excited, for you guys to come out to this, and you know, you could just grab your ticket. You could pick which ticket you would like to purchase, and you could come out. Let me show y'all something else too. Why no Dallas? Y'all, we just can't do everything. We want too bad, but we're like one of these tour stops, baby. Okay, wait a second. Can you guys still see my screen? Let me see. Stop share. Hold on one second. I think I can share a quick video. Yeah. So I bought You better wear our pink hard hat, friend, and you look cute. That's our pink hard hat. Y'all better listen. And we wear them too.
No, but in real life, we do this work. Like in real
for real.
Who said hard
hat? For real.
Hard hat hottie. You gotta get t-shirts that say hard hat hottie. That is cute.
That's super cute.
No, yeah, we do this work, y'all. We do this work. So yeah, y'all gotta wear these on tour on Sunday.
Yeah, because we do wear them. But just to show you guys, let me see. Will it allow for me to I have to show. Can I just show my screen? Okay, here we go. So this is one of the developments that I'm working on in Chicago. I bought a property from my parents and decided to tear it down. And then I went to Chicago and I was talking to my agent and I was telling her about, you know, the land and what we were doing. And she's like, I actually know another group of developers that are supposed to be, you know, on the same, like close to the same block as that. And turns out they own the lot right behind, like right next to us. So we have decided to come together and completely regentrify that entire block of Chicago. And then we have been working on this for a while. We've acquired 20 additional lots from City of Chicago that we're going to start developing and doing, of course, mods and some houses that are actually factory built. And we're going to be dropping them on the land and continuing to build out from there. So we should, by the time you guys come to Chicago, the ground should be broken on their lots. We'll be behind them. But yeah, so it's just like there's a lot of really cool stuff that is going on. And I feel like the more information that you guys have and the more opportunities that you guys get to see stuff like this, it will inspire you to think of your own projects and to do some of the things that you guys are interested in doing. But our goal is to start teaching you the basis, like, how do I even get to this? Because I promise you, 6 years ago, I wasn't even thinking about projects like this. I couldn't even think about it. So for us, this is a really big deal. I'm really, really excited about the work that Indy and I are doing. Indy is doing amazing stuff in her hometown. So we just want to get more people involved and to learn and to get started in this business. And this tour is going to be a great starting point. So thank you. Thank you guys. I'm really excited. It's like, it's going to be dope. Oh, look at y'all making connections now. Just messaged you, Jessica. Okay. So that is really it for tonight. Listen, we're just going to keep doing these webinars, keep providing free information, share more about, what we're doing, how you guys can get involved. My main thing is I want to make sure you guys do not have the same 2024 as you may have had in 2023. There's a lot of ways for you guys to get involved. There's joint venturing, there's bringing people into your LLC that may have the funds or that may have the credit. If you don't have those things, we're definitely going to talk about that on the tour, how to JV, how to, raise OPM for yourselves. Like, there's so many options to get going. And it's just about tapping in. That's really it. Thank you. You guys are fabulous too. Happy holidays. I'm ready. Are y'all ready for Christmas? Are y'all done? Everybody shopped and done what they need to do? Y'all ready?
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Lavon, for joining us. Thanks, Carla, Fonda. It's so inspiring. It is, Misha. I agree. I can't wait to see Chicago and that chartreuse color, that lime green, fire.
It'll just be breaking ground. So we should be on.
So you'll join us on the next tour, and we'll see it all the way up. So, but yeah, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Sequoia. Do you coach on how to become a hard money lender? Janine?
Yeah, I actually teach on how to become a hard money broker, and we are offering contracts through Black Girls in Real Estate to those that are interested in becoming brokers with us. If you'd like, you can just shoot me an email at funding@Black Girls in Real Estate. It's completely free to join us for that. The additional training is inside of my membership if you guys are interested, but just reach out to funding@blackgirlsinrealestate.com and we can get you going.
Jessica says she needs a buddy in Texas. Who's in Texas that can reach out to Jessica? You guys make sure that you're always connecting when you find out that you're in a room with people that are thinking and moving and feeling and want to grow like you. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see y'all on the tour. Get your tickets to Atlanta, and then right after Atlanta, we'll be in DC.
DC.
Yeah, that's not even 2 months away. So, and then right after DC, I don't even know, but we out here.
We on tour.
We on tour.
Pulling up to a city near you, okay?
Yeah, pull up on us. GetPaidPeriod.com. We're out here building.
And you look cute. You're so cute in that.
Building legacies, looking cute. Hard hat hottie. We definitely gonna put that on a shirt, Michelle.
Have to.
Listen, if y'all thought this was good, share it with a friend because we'll be back here next Wednesday. We need to wait. Next Wednesday's not Christmas. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, yeah, we'll be back here next Wednesday, a few days before Christmas. Happy holidays to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Share with a friend and pull up on us again next week.
Pull up on me. Is that what he said?
Yeah. Pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
Bad. He's bad.
He's super bad. I would have whooped him if he was my kid. So.
More than welcome for the drills. Houston, I'm excited about. Chicago, I'm excited. DC, I'm excited about everywhere. I'm excited about everywhere. So, see you guys soon. Good night.
Bye, y'all. Good night.